No, it's okay. It's okay. Fine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, to begin, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my warmest congratulations to the President and his Kenya Kwanza team on their well-earned victory in the just recently concluded general elections. In the same breath, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also like to congratulate the Speaker and yourself for your election and to wish you all the best in your role. I would also like to take the same opportunity to congratulate each and every senator for being entrusted with the responsibility of representing Kenyans. Mr. Speaker, sir, to my understanding, the purpose of the presidential speech during the opening of Parliament, as is traditional world over, is for the head of state to present his statement of intention or his statement of intent to the House regarding the social and economic agenda for the country. In my view, the President's speech and his intentions for the country seem to be well-timed, as it seeks to address the fundamental social economic factors required to propel this country forward. As legislators, we must commit to play our role, together with other arms of government, to ensure this is accomplished, interrogating the manner in which this will be carried out is one of our main responsibilities. Mr. Speaker, sir, I must say in overall the President's speech touches on issues that really matter to the people of Kenya, such as issues of austerity measures in the government budget and expenditure, issues on restructuring the NHIF and NSSF scheme to ensure that it is more efficient and reliable to the people, issues on abandonment of consumption subsidies in favor for investing and supporting production are all good agendas and appear to be well-intentioned. Mr. Speaker, sir, my attention has been drawn to two aspects of the President's speech. The first is water, a subject that is very dear to me and the people living in ASAL areas who are perpetually afflicted by lengthy, severe drought as the one we are currently facing. I was delighted to hear the President's intention to increase access to water from the current 60% to 80%. Mr. Speaker, sir, while this plan is well-intentioned, we must also proceed with caution to avoid forcing the common mwananchi to pay more per unit for something which is considered to be a basic human right. This largely relies on how the government intends to structure their PPP arrangement as they go about executing their plan. We must be cognizant to the fact that certain PPP arrangements have been flawed and have resulted to unintended consequences. Mr. Speaker, sir, secondly, I am drawn to the issue raised by the President in regards to his intention to reform the tax model. His intention to review and reform the tax model is commendable. However, the proposal to introduce wealth tax, in my opinion, runs the risk of being counterproductive in growing our economy. Mr. Speaker, sir, in my humble opinion, targeting wealth to widen the tax base is misguided. Wealth is simply accumulated savings which is available for further investment into the economy. The fortunes of the wealthy mainly consist of active business assets that generate jobs and income. Increasing taxes on wealth will not help workers or bring about equality, but instead will undermine productivity and wage growth and might lead to capital flight. Mr. Speaker, sir, most countries world over have repealed their wealth taxes for a combination of reasons. They realized that it raised very little revenue to start with. It created high administrative costs. It encouraged tax avoidance and tax evasion. It induced an outflow of wealthy individuals and their money, and also led to double taxation. What this means is that wealthy people will be charged twice, first for earning their income, and second for retaining it, which in essence is both punitive and discriminatory. If we want to jumpstart our economy and create employment, wealth taxation will send the wrong signals to the investors that we currently have and the investors that we so desperately need to attract. Mr. Speaker, sir, the money market is a very sensitive market. Let us not send the wrong signals to the investors. Mr. Speaker, sir, if the President wants to reform the tax model, then I will urge him to look at ways to reform the tax model in such a way that it attracts wealthy individuals into the country and their monies, and it attracts them to settle in Kenya and live in Kenya so that we can actually tax them on their income and not on their wealth. Simply put, turn Kenya into a safe haven for investors and attract more wealth into the country. As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Speaker, sir, I thought the President's speech on the whole was reasonably impressive, and I applaud him for his ambitious plan he has outlined to bring this country back on track. I can only hope that the President and his government are successful, because if they are, it will mean that the country as a whole becomes more prosperous and the living standards of Kenyans improves, and that is what really matters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.